welcome to the Phoenix Network.
Thank you. How are you doing, Gene?
I'm doing great. It's really good to see you. It's kind of exciting.
Yes.
So, I understand you are not an Arizona native.
No, I am not. I am originally from Rochester, New York.
Yeah.
Moved here by force when I was 9 years old because I had no say in it.
Oh, well, yeah. Parents are like that. Yeah, they are. So, where'd you go to school?
Over on the west side, so Trevor Brown High School.
Trevor Brown,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, my kids went to high school here, but I didn't because I was already out of school by the time I got here. And so you didn't really have a choice in getting here. But this is different than Rochester.
Just a little.
Yeah. That must have taken getting some used to at 9 years old.
Yeah. And eating a lot of watermelon and swimming pools and stuff.
Yeah. So, and now you've got the official caramel corn of the Cardinals.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. But there's a lot more to the corn. So, tell us how that all came about.
Well, there was a place in the 80s, so yes, I'm only 36, in one of the malls on the west side that used to have really good caramel corn. You know, you walk in, you could smelled up the place, it was amazing, and they eventually went out of business. And you know how it is, once you've had the good stuff and you get in the mood for it again and you can't find it, it's kind of frustrating, kind of like coleslaw. You know, when you get in the mood for good coleslaw and you've had it good once and then all of a sudden it's vinegary or watery or something, it just doesn't do it.
It's hard to find good coleslaw.
Yes, it is.
So you then started to get into making your own caramel corn?
Yeah, for myself and my kids and nobody else. It was just, I started playing around with it and making my own product, and started to bring it occasionally to a potluck or a family thing, and where people would say, you need to market this, and I would say no.
And why?
Because a lot of reasons. For one, I wasn't sure that it could be a viable business, but the other part was for about 20 years I was in a nutrition company, and you can kind of see the problem.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
That sounds a little bit conflicting.
Yeah, we'd be fixing the problems that the caramel corn could cause. So.
Of course, now that is a good business model. Ask a number of large corporations.
Yeah.
They use that business model all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself. But so then you went into making it more and taking. Didn't you say you started getting orders from people?
Well,
Family
yeah,
members and all?
Yeah, I belonged to the Southwest Valley Chamber for many years with the nutrition company, and this one Christmas, because I got to where I would only make it around the holidays, it was getting frustrating for how often I was being asked to make it. And I brought a big Ziploc bag of it to one of the things, and I said, you guys know that this is my company, but one time a year I will make the caramel corn, and if you want some, this is what it costs, figuring I'd make a little extra money for Christmas. And I ended up with 17 orders, and the owner of a little shop going, we need to talk.
So you took some to share.
Yeah.
At a chamber meeting.
Right.
You ended up with 17 orders.
Right.
And the shop owner's telling you have to talk. So what happened then?
Well, I had to find a way to make it on a larger scale without fully committing, because I still didn't believe this would be anything. And I was at a friend's house, and he was getting some landscaping done, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw spinning. And I looked over, and it's a little portable cement mixer. And I thought, well, that could work. Because prior to that, I was doing it by hand, cooking it on the stove and hand tumbling it with a wooden spoon in a tamale pot. So I had to go larger, but I didn't want to risk any real money. So I found a new one. I found a place downtown that sandblasted the tumbler and coated it to be food safe. So I believe I had the only food safe cement mixer in the world. And my Ron Poe peel glove, so I could stick my hands down into the hot popcorn and tumble it. And that was my larger way of doing it for a while.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious. So you've got a food grade cement mixer.
Yeah, I had. I finally sold it.
Oh, okay.
which a lot of people were upset with me.
That's too bad. You should have, put it in a museum.
Hung it on the ceiling. I know, but it was kind of in the way at the shop. Yeah, and then when I was in that phase of it, I actually got a call from Wayne Gretzky when he was still the coach for the Coyotes, and he'd gotten a hold of it because one of the chamber members was a glass company, and they had the account to fix the glass at the arena, and so that's how we got a hold of it. They would buy like a gallon, about 60 gallons every Christmas to give out to their best customers, and he happened to be one of them. But I was still in the out of my kitchen with a cement mixer phase, and I couldn't do it at that point, but I eventually did.
That's cool. Now, didn't you mention to me that at one point you were also a landscaper?
No, my thought process was is if the popcorn didn't make it, then I had the cement mixer and I could be.
Okay. that took me back for a minute. Okay, wait, she's been a landscaper, and then it was Gretzky, and she couldn't do the hockey team because the Coyotes, because she couldn't do it out of her kitchen. But then you had the cement mixer, the food grade cement mixer.
Food grade, yes.
That is so cool, the food grade cement mixer. I'm going to be telling that story for a long time. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
the funny part with that too is I was with a really good friend of mine one time, stopped at a stoplight, and a real cement truck pulled up next to us, and he goes, when you grow up, you can have one of those.
So, now, that's about the time after you got the food grade cement mixer that you started moving in the direction that you got into, right?
Right.
And didn't you say that you actually opened up a small deli?
Yeah.
Got out of your kitchen.
Yeah, I got out of my kitchen and I ended up with a 400 square foot deli that was off the lobby of the Avondale Civic Center Library, where I was also doing soup, salads, and sandwiches, and my catering business really took off. But it gave me the first commercial kitchen to actually start doing it, and I got commercial equipment, not very big obviously, because the whole place was 400 square feet.
Okay, so you are a caterer too?
But not for food anymore. I got out of that. So
okay.
The point of the kitchen was to be able to do that commercially, not for my catering business to grow, but it did because I'm amazing at that too. So.
Well, I'm not going there. Not yet, anyway. That's more for the end of the talk.
That's the Italian side.
And, I can tell you're Italian.
The nose?
Well, no, just the attitude.
Okay.
My late wife was 100% Italian from New Jersey.
100% Italian from Rochester.
She spoke Goomba.
Ah.
So, So, now, you've moved into a much larger facility now, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, from the 400 square foot spot, we ended up at a 1,300 square foot spot that I wasn't the best for foot traffic, but at the time I didn't really care. I wanted the kitchen. And we had the Coyotes contract at that point. We had the Phoenix Suns contract at that point. So foot traffic didn't matter until I left both of those venues, and then it mattered. So now we, you know how that is. So now we're over off of Avondale Boulevard, just south of the freeway, at a sports complex where there's much better foot traffic.
Perfect. Okay, and now you said you pulled out of those because it was too much, too expensive?
The overhead was ridiculous, and with the Coyotes, the new owners raised all the small business 70%. So I think all of us left at that point.
And so now that you're in the bigger facility, that you can have foot traffic, because that's important. Everybody out there with feet, everybody out there with wheels, listen closely. Tell them exactly where you're at.
I am at Avondale Boulevard, just south of I-10, literally about 1,000 feet at the American Sports Complex. The address is actually 765 North 114th Avenue, which is actually Avondale Boulevard. It's just a little side street off to the side of it, Suite 105, right next to Carlos O'Brien's in Avondale.
And your website is?
Is its2diefor.com. So it's the word it's, I-T-S, the number 2, D-I for Diane, the number 4.com. Its2diefor.com.
Its2diefor.com. And they can also reach you by phone?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, phone number is 623-312-2278.
Perfect. Now, if I remember what you had told me earlier, you're not just a gourmet caramel corn company. you've got ice cream.
Oh, we've got ice cream, yeah. In our shop, we support 2 other women-owned local businesses, one of them being Karen's Creamery. She's been around for about 20 years. She used to have 2 stores. She's at like so many events, it's ridiculous. I don't know how she does it. But her ice cream, she's won so many awards on it that she's been named a Grandmaster Ice Cream Maker in the United States. So we're very proud to carry her product. And one of the things that we make gourmet caramel apples in the shop also, is we make a sundae out of that. And they're awesome.
That's very cool. So, this is where we get to the amazing part. You are amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, I mean, you've done so many things. It's nice to know you were not a landscaper.
Yeah.
That was kind of taking me back a little bit. How did that happen? But it's nice to know that you didn't have to tell that part of the story.
No.
Once again, the number is 623-312
2278.
and it's 2DI for gourmet.com.
No.
No.
You weren't paying attention. It's.
You know you're hard to keep up with,
The
right?
word is, the words, yeah, because my words. It's to-die-for.com, so the word it's is in there. So ITS, then the number 2.
It's to die for.
Right, DI, and then the number 4.com. And the reason it's spelled that way is, well, actually the way the name came about is people going, have you ever tried this stuff? It's to die for. And after about the 5th time, I'm like, it's my name.
Yeah.
And I also like reading license plates and figuring them out, so that's why it's the number 2, DI, the number 4.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's been great having you, Di.
You too, Gene. Thank you so much.
You take care of yourself.
I will. Thank you.